Magic reigns supreme in the land of dawn. In this video, we're breaking down the top 10 best mages you need to master right now. Whether you love insane burst, deadly crowd control, or full map impact, these heroes will help you climb fast this season. Let's dive straight into number 10. At number 10, we have Novaria, the cosmic sniper who excels in long-range poke, vision control, and burst damage. Unlike traditional close-range mages, she dominates from afar, using precision-based abilities to scout, harass, and eliminate enemies before they can react. Her playstyle centers around accuracy, timing, and positioning, making her incredibly lethal in the hands of a skilled player. Novaria's first skill fires a long-range projectile that deals massive burst damage, increasing in power the farther it travels, rewarding precise aim and map awareness. Her ultimate provides exceptional vision, revealing hidden enemies like Natalia and Saber, granting her team crucial map control. It also enlarges the hitboxes of the enemies, making them easier targets for follow-up attacks. An underrated yet powerful utility that enhances both her offensive and team potential. However, Novaria's strength comes with high risk. Like Selena, she's heavily skill-dependent. Missing her key abilities can greatly reduce her impact. Still, when played with precision and awareness, Novaria becomes a terrifying presence. A mage sniper capable of controlling vision, pressuring enemies from across the map, and erasing squishy targets before they even see her coming. Here is the recommended build and spells for Novaria. At number 9, we have Lunox, the mage who embodies the perfect balance between light and chaos. Her unique duality mechanic allows her to shift between two powerful forms, giving her incredible versatility and adaptability in almost any situation. In her light form, Lunox uses Starlight Pulse to deal magic damage while restoring her own health. Her light ultimate provides complete immunity to damage and crowd control while dealing damage for a short duration. Perfect for dodging deadly skills, making clutch escapes, or baiting enemies into overcommitting. With precise timing, this ability can completely shift the flow of a fight, opening opportunities for her team to counterattack. In contrast, her Chaos form brings out her destructive side. When empowered, her ultimate Chaos Assault becomes spammable, allowing her to unleash rapid bursts of damage that melt through even the tankiest compositions. Mastering Lunox is all about timing, transitions, and balance. Knowing when to embrace the safety of light or unleash the fury of chaos. Here is the recommended build and spells for Lunox. At number 8, we have Zetion, the newest mage to grace the land of dawn. Zetion shines with her exceptional zone control, vision, long-range poke, powerful initiation and counter-initiation potential. Her skill set allows her to control space, punishing and creating the perfect openings for her team to secure objectives. Zetion dominates the mid lane with her ability to harass opponents from a safe distance while maintaining strong lane presence. Her skills deliver consistent magic damage, and her built-in passive automatically knocks back enemies who get too close, making her a pain to dive. This defensive tool makes Zetion a nightmare for melee assassins and frontline heroes trying to close the gap. What truly makes Zetion such a great pick is the impact of her ultimate in team fights. It gives her the power to reveal all enemies and lock them down from the safety of the backline, giving your teammates a window of opportunity to turn around team fights. Combined with her strong poke and zoning abilities, Zetion can continuously pressure enemies and shape the flow of every encounter. Here's the recommended build and spells for Zetion.
Ult is ready. 標的をしっかり捉えた!
Flying in at number 7, we have Kimmy, an exceptional mage who operates more like a marksman due to her consistent damage output. Her ability to inflict continuous damage while repositioning significantly enhances her effectiveness in combat. However, Kimmy's unique playstyle requires players to develop precision in aiming her basic attacks and skills. Although managing her aim during movement poses a challenge, the rewards of mastering her distinct approach are substantial. Players who invest time in refining their skills with Kimmy discover a formidable combination of mobility and damage, making her a great choice for the mid lane. Kimmy's increasing popularity stems from her enhanced kit and versatility following her rework. This refinement has made her gameplay more fluid and impactful, providing her with improved mobility, stronger poke capabilities, and enhanced late-game scaling. The introduction of her new Cecilion mechanic allows her basic attacks to pierce through enemies, dealing magic damage to multiple enemies and further augmenting her effectiveness in various situations. In summary, Kimmy's revamp has established her as a formidable mid laner who integrates seamlessly into the current meta. Here's the recommended build and spells for Kimmy. At number 6, we have Xavier, a mage known for his precision, consistency, and powerful late-game presence. While Xavier may have a relatively slow start in the early game, often needing time to farm and build his core items, he truly begins to shine once he hits his power spike in the mid to late stages of the match. When properly geared, Xavier transforms from a humble lane clearer into a devastating force of control and damage, capable of sniping squishy enemies who are around half hit points. He can turn the tide of team fights with just a few well-placed skills. Xavier's kit revolves around consistent magic damage, long-range zoning, and reliable crowd control, making him one of the most dependable mages. His signature ability, Mystic Field, is a prime example of his teamfight utility. When activated, it creates a field of energy that slows and damages enemies caught within it, while also serving as a perfect setup tool for his teammates to engage or disengage safely. Combined with his infinite extension and dawning light, Xavier can dish out massive AoE damage while keeping himself safely positioned at the back line. However, mastering Xavier isn't just about spamming abilities. It's about precision and timing. To unlock his full potential, players need to carefully manage his passive, Transcendence, and aim his skills strategically to maximize damage and utility. Positioning is everything with Xavier as he lacks escape skills. A well-timed ultimate can wipe out multiple enemies or secure crucial objectives from afar. Here is the recommended build and spells for Xavier.
星たちが囁いたの。あなたに会えって。
Fluttering in to the number 5 spot, we have Zucian. Zucian stands out as one of the strongest control mages in the current meta. Unlike typical burst mages, she excels in sustained damage, zoning, and crowd control, making her both a threat and a valuable playmaker in extended skirmishes. Her kit allows her to pressure enemies safely while setting up perfect opportunities for her team to capitalize on. Zucian's second skill is her core ability, lifting enemies into the air for a full second and allowing her to reposition them closer to teammates or allied turrets. This makes her excellent at isolating priority targets and setting up devastating combos. Her ultimate adds even more depth to her playstyle. It's a blink skill that not only enhances her mobility for repositioning or escape, but also boosts her damage and crowd control when combined with her second skill. letting her dominate fights with precision and timing. However, Zucian does have her drawbacks. Like Cecilion, she's quite mana-hungry, limiting how often she can spam her skills to control multiple enemies. Still, when managed properly, her zone control, utility, and unique mix of mobility and crowd control make her a top-tier mage capable of dictating the flow of any team fight. Here's the recommended build and spells for Zucian. At number 4, we have Kadita, the Ocean's Wrath and one of the most explosive burst mages in the game. What makes her so powerful in the current meta is her ability to instantly delete squishy heroes while being incredibly hard to catch. She's an excellent pick for solo queue, since she can create her own plays without relying heavily on teammates. Kadita thrives in pickoffs and quick engages, using her crowd control and burst to ambush high-priority targets. Once she catches someone in her combo, there's usually no escape. Her ultimate, Rough Waves, unleashes massive damage and lets her reposition safely right after. This makes her perfect for diving the backline and eliminating mages, marksmen, or junglers before they can react. To bring out her full potential, build items like Genius Wand and Divine Glaive for high magic penetration, and pair her with roamers who can lock enemies down for guaranteed kills. While she can struggle against tanky or sustain-heavy heroes, her burst, mobility, and low cooldowns make her one of the most reliable mages for carrying games through quick, decisive plays. Here's the recommended build and spells for Kadita. At number 3, we have Eve, the celestial tactician who excels in slows, control, and consistent poke damage. Eve commands the battlefield from a distance, using her abilities to zone out enemies and dictate the pace of every engagement. Her playstyle revolves a lot around poking enemies constantly, chipping away at their HP. Eve's first skill lets her poke and slow enemies from afar while keeping herself safe. Each time it hits, she gains a stackable shield and a burst of movement speed for a short duration. Her second skill further enhances her control, applying a powerful slow that makes it easier to kite opponents and set up for her devastating ultimate. When activated, her ultimate creates a 5x5 grid zone that allows her to bombard enemies with continuous magic damage, crippling slows, and immobilizing tiles for anyone attempting to escape. Her main weakness lies in her vulnerability while channeling her ultimate. Once she commits to it, Eve becomes a stationary target for assassins and divers, relying heavily on her teammates for protection. Still, with smart positioning and proper timing, Eve can completely take over team fights, trapping enemies within her cosmic grid, denying space around key objectives, and turning the battlefield into her personal domain. Here's the recommended build and spells for Eve.
Magician.
Cecilion claims the number 2 spot as one of the most broken late-game mages in the game. Unlike burst mages that rely on quick eliminations, Cecilion excels at sustained poke damage, using his long-range abilities to chip away at enemies before they even get a chance to fight back. His passive allows him to infinitely stack mana, increasing both his damage and mana capacity as the game progresses, making him a late-game powerhouse that becomes nearly unkillable if left unchecked. What makes Cecilion so oppressive is his incredible range and scaling potential. His first skill, Bat Impact, deals massive area damage while keeping him at a safe distance, allowing him to control fights without putting himself at risk. His second skill provides a slow and crowd control effect that pulls enemies to the center and immobilizes them, making it difficult for enemies to escape or engage on him. When things get dangerous, his ultimate grants movement speed and lifesteal, letting him reposition while tanking through damage. However, as every hero has weaknesses, so does Cecilion. He is extremely mana-hungry in the early game, requiring careful management to avoid running out of resources before key fights. His lack of mobility also makes him an easy target for assassins that can close the distance quickly, forcing him to rely on good positioning and strong teammates for protection. Still, when played correctly, Cecilion's relentless poke, teamfight dominance, and unmatched late-game scaling makes him one of the most feared mages in the game. Here's the recommended build and spells for Cecilion.
新たな法を私が作りましょう。
Taking the #1 spot, we have Pharsa, the ultimate artillery mage and a vital asset to any well-coordinated team. Pharsa stands out for her incredible range, map control, and ability to dictate the pace of fights from a safe distance. Her feathered airstrike remains one of the most feared ultimates in the game, capable of decimating squishy heroes and forcing entire teams to retreat. Her combo of energy impact and Curse of Crow offers reliable burst and consistent poke during the laning phase, allowing her to pressure opponents and control mid lane with ease. Meanwhile, Wings by Wings grants her exceptional mobility, letting her fly over terrain for quick rotations, surprise ganks, or clean escapes that most other mages can only dream of. This makes Pharsa one of the fastest and most efficient mages when it comes to map rotations. For optimal performance, build items like Lightning Truncheon and Divine Glaive to maximize her burst and magic penetration. Pair her with durable frontliners or strong initiators who can peel for her while she bombards enemies from afar. With her massive map presence, high damage, high mobility, and devastating teamfight control, Pharsa remains a solid pick. Here's the recommended build and spells for Pharsa.